Heart Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your typical romantic comedy, and boy is it. It'll hit all the appropriate story beats. About like just a girl who's working for a company, and she ends up having a meet cute, but then it turns out the guy she had the meet cute with is like a competitor or something, or like puts her job at risk because she works for an ad agency. And it turns out in this world there is a slasher. That's the thing. It's a romantic comedy if it took place during a slasher. And he kills people on Valentine's Day, and he hasn't been caught yet. And then she had the bright idea to do an ad campaign that was all about lovers who got like tragically killed at the end of their stories. So she meets with this guy. They clearly have some romance, and the Heart Eyes Killer, as they call him, targets them thinking that they're a couple when they are actually not. And he stalks them throughout the whole movie. And while this is happening, Jordana Brewster and Devin Sawa, I guess now that Chucky is done, he doesn't have to play 10 people a season. They are on the case to figure out who this killer is. And wackiness happens. Crystal, what did you think of Heart Eyes?
I liked it a lot. I did go see this on Valentine's Day with a girl, so So I went with a really good friend, and she does not like horror films, and she really enjoyed this because as gory as it is, it's not scary. So she actually truly enjoyed it, which I was surprised at. It really feels like a Christmas Lifetime movie with a killer. That's all I kept thinking.
Which is what I liked about it. I like that it was so formulaic.
I went in with a different mindset. Like, once again, I didn't watch the trailer or anything like that. I just went in because Tony said to watch it.
Oh.
And what?
No, I'm glad you mentioned it. I didn't really look up anything about it. So I kind of went in blind, and I didn't realize the director did, Josh Rubin. He wrote and directed and starred in this movie Scare Me, which is also a really good, clever horror comedy.
Sweet.
So yeah, we both went in blind. I didn't expect it to be as humorous as it was. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, I was expecting like an actual more like My Bloody Valentine kind of thing. And then so the comedy, because I just wasn't in the mood for a comedy, kind of put me off. Knowing this, I would probably go in and enjoy it more. I hated the ending. Hated the ending more than anything.
Super convoluted.
It was just dumb. It was just you didn't need to be there. There was no reason for that. There was no horror aspect. The killer didn't show, like it was like a happy ending, but like a not needed happy ending.
It's a romantic comedy. It needed a happy ending.
It already had a happy ending. They needed a second happy ending a year later. Like, why? Why did we need this? And then it also had, I was like waiting, and then all of a sudden, like, I was taking my time. And then it had something in the credits. And I was like, oh, thank God there's something like a little bit through the credits.
Oh, yeah, that was stupid.
And that was stupid. And it had nothing to do with anything. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Okay, so the epilogue is a little weak, but everything else I thought was fine.
It was fun. It was fun.
What did you think, Joey C?
Yeah, I think the only thing I knew about this movie was, I think it might have been you, Tony. Somebody texted me and said the movie fucking rocked, and I was like, all right,
that was probably me. As I was walking out of the movie, I probably did that.
Yeah. The grape crusher kill was fucking awesome. I thought I was in for it. I was a little disappointed in the kills, but that one was pretty cool. A lot of love drama in this movie, and I wanted to rip my fucking eyes out.
And the whole was the point. It was a parody.
I don't like it. It cringes me out, man. The whole coffee shop love scene was so awkward. You know, have I mentioned I'm single, by the way? A lot of rom-com tropes in here, folks.
That's all. It was mainly rom-com. That's exactly what it was. And mainly that.
It's so cool that it takes place in like you said, Tony, a universe where a slasher movie is happening. The twist is kind of fucking weird. And it was hinted at like in the very beginning after the grape crusher scene. But when they were like investigating in the grape crusher, I don't want to spoil it.
Someone says it's like
she says a line
or something.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think they'd actually do it. I mean, yeah, sure, it's kinky, but
and by the way, Jordana Brewster was in, I think, one of the first episodes me and Joey C reviewed, The Faculty.
Really?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, she just happened to disappear conveniently during the cop station scene. So, yeah. I thought it was all right.
Gil, what did you think of Heart Eyes?
I thought it was pretty good. I think, Crystal, like you said, it's definitely not scary. Like they set the tone with the first 2 kills where the couple that's killed are insufferable and annoying. So you're excited to see them die. So it's less about I'm worried someone's going to be killed and more what creative ways is this movie going to find to mutilate people. So it's more how much do you enjoy the comedy of it? And I'd say for me, it was like 50-50. I think when it was clever and doing something fun with the romance horror mix, that was funny. Like just the idea that these 2 characters aren't a couple, but the more they fall in love and the closer they get, the more they put a target on their back. Like that's a funny idea. But when it's just doing humor that's not connected to the premise, I thought it was a lot of just saying words that are very of today, and we're supposed to laugh because it's self-aware, but there's nothing clever about it. Like saying canceled, doxed, or using the word algorithm, or saying like my sugar daddy. Oh no, that's not PC. Now we say sponsor. I didn't think that stuff was funny. Or even my favorite one, the detectives' names are Hobbs and Shaw.
Shaw.
Oh, you
Like
mean like
Fast
the
and
movie?
Furious.
Yeah.
What movie? I don't know.
Which
I
is
don't
funny
really get
because
why that's-
Jordana Brewster is in those movies.
Yep.
Yeah, it's no gangster holding bubble tea, but yeah. Yeah, I didn't really get a lot of those jokes. So to me, the comedy was like 50-50. The romance I thought was okay. Good chemistry. You want to see them fall in love. But yeah, overall it was good. Like if you like horror comedy, I thought this was solid. I thought The Monkey was a better horror comedy, but this was pretty good.
Look,
Why didn't we
look.
see that one?
Remember when I said I wasn't too into Longlegs and how the director's previous movie also was a disappointment? I never got around to watching the other movie people told me to watch. So I was like, no, I'm not giving him another chance. And
Instead,
now
I'm watching Love Hurts.
Instead of watching Love Hurts, but fuck it.
Yes.
Apparently this one is good, so I'm going to watch it and I'll decide if I want to give it its own live episode or if I just going to tack it on the end of year wrap up. Don't forget, like there is an end of year wrap up. If there's something you
I
think
have to wait till December.
well, maybe I'll like it so much I think it needs its own thing. Let's wait a little bit, all right?
Right.
Or maybe I'll hate it so much I think it needs its own thing, like when we did Burt Kreischer's The Machine a few years ago, which is still, which by the way, you guys talk about like, if you want to see a bad like comedy with action, Burt Kreischer's The Machine. There you go. Thank God that movie
Just
flopped.
listen to his goddamn comedy about it. Way
Don't
better.
listen to Burt Kreischer ever. He's terrible. He's like one of the worst people ever.
He had a joke about me. I told you that, right?
He had a
I don't know
joke
if I
about
said
you?
that. Yeah. He legit had a joke and he said it on a podcast once.
What did he say?
Mickey Gall, who's a MMA fighter,
Mm.
when I worked at a comedy club, Mickey Gall came in and was showing people like at the end of the night, because everyone just fucking all the staff and the comedians, we all fucking drinking bullshit.
Mm.
Mickey Gall was watching a show, stayed and put his was teaching people how to choke other people out. And I came in and I was with my ex at the time who was a Marine for freaking forever. And I was like, he was like, yeah, you do it on me, Kristen. I was like, okay, cool. So I did it, but no one taught me what the tap out was.
Oh.
So next thing I know, he just falls flat and Bert dies. Just fucking dies laughing.
Did he do? Oh, I've heard his laugh. I don't. If I heard it in real life, I think I'd just rip my ears off. But
yeah, so he said the joke, but he changes it and then says like, "How's the server?" And I did it to a busboy, and he gave me the worst Jersey accent ever.
oh wow, he's known for just taking other people's stuff and butchering it.
He's
yeah.
really, really nice though. I will say he's a fucking sweetheart.
Yeah, I just wish he would stop podcasting. But yeah, that was a really bad movie. But yeah, so I will watch The Monkey, and I'll decide if it needs its own thing or not. All right, guys. I'm sorry I didn't do The Monkey. God, I didn't think anyone would care. Was that 3 movies? Can we do the mid show super chats?